Dark Woke King going full Alex Jones style to defend you in this video?
MAGA Democrats are getting desperate. They're getting desperate. They're beginning to crash out. They're beginning to lash out. So as you know, leadership of the Democratic Party has been an abysmal failure. You have Chuck Schumer, you have Hakeem Jeffries. These are Democrats who I call Diet MAGA Democrats for a reason. They don't really oppose Trump's illegal and offensive war against Iran. They want to see Iran overthrown because they take a tremendous amount of money from the Israel lobby, right? And there's this whole Democratic consultant complex that basically bolsters those kinds of Democrats. These are Democrats that are swimming in corporate money, AI money, Israel lobby money, military industrial complex money, okay? And we just had the perfect encapsulation of this group lashing out. So they decided to go after Hasan Piker in a Wall Street Journal op-ed, okay? It was written by a bunch of third-way hacks. Third way is like basically the epicenter of the corporate Democrats. You have this guy, Jim Kessler, he posted it. You have the people who wrote the piece are John Cowan and Lily Cohen. And the title is, Democrats Are Too Cozy with Hasan Piker. And in this piece, they go on to viciously smear and libel Hasan Piker in such a disgusting way that, frankly, I tweeted he should sue them because I think he has a case and I think he could win. In the piece, they say in no uncertain terms, not only is he a raging misogynist, but they call him a, quote, Jew hater, okay? They said this, quote, we're all for a big tent, but...
Bro is reading while driving. That is crazy, bro. Pull over, dog. That's crazy.
The Democratic Party needs to draw a line in the sand. Hasan Piker and his fellow Jew haters belong on the other side, okay? So, it goes without saying, I shouldn't have to say this, but I will. It's absolutely untrue. Hasan literally goes out of his way on a daily basis to stress that criticism of Israel does not equal criticism of Jews, right? Just within the past however long, he posted videos. This is where anti-Semitism comes from. This is the real anti-Semitism. Hasan watches like some racist anti-Semitic guy crash out. Anti-Zionism is not anti-Semitism. And it's gotten to the point where when I watch clips of his, sometimes I'll like facepalm a little bit and be like, Hasan, I get it. You don't have to throw clear every time. We know you aren't anti-Semitic. We know that. Like, you don't have to stress that you're not anti-Semitic every time you correctly attack Israel for their genocide and their ethnic cleansing and their apartheid and their crusade to create a greater Israel, which is going on right now, right in front of our eyes, okay? So, just absolutely libelous. You ready for this? So, here is a part of the piece. According to the Wall Street Journal, Hasan saying apartheid, genocide, and Epstein class are all anti-Semitic. You're not allowed to say those words lest you hate Jews. This is so disingenuous. And you know what? Bottom line, this shit doesn't work anymore. You're not gonna like scare people and lie and force them to shut up and not criticize Israel. You're trying to stifle all criticism of Israel. It's very clear what you're doing. And by the way, Epstein class was coined by Ro Khanna, and he uses it to talk about the top 1%.
Also, and John Ossoff. Like, one of the first people that used the term Epstein class was John Ossoff, who is Jewish, by the way. Like, the f are we talking about?
Use it to talk about the billionaires and the elites who go to Epstein Island. And that obviously isn't just Jews. There's a Christians. I'm sure there's a people who are not religious at all, right? Like, it has nothing to do with Judaism. In fact, when Ro Khanna was recently attacked by the head of the ADL, also they accused him of being anti-Semitic. He was like confused. He was like, hold on, they're attacking me for going after the quote neocons, and they're saying that
Kyle's right. It's almost anti-Semitic. The throat clear about it every time. Also, our dork woke king is going to crash. We got to talk him down from reading and driving. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even realize he was reading and driving. That's a different demon right there.
It's anti-Semitic. Ro Khanna was like, what are you talking about? Like, neocon is a neoconservative ideology which says we should do war to quote-unquote spread democracy. He's like, that has nothing to do with Judaism. Like, what the f are they talking about? It's gotten to the point now where, like, you breathe the wrong way, and they'll accuse you of being an anti-Semite, okay? And it's just bull. Nobody's buying it. Now, you ready for this? The final thing I'll leave you with here is somebody decided, okay, let's look into the history of one of these guys who's from Third Way, who's sharing this piece, Jim Kessler, right? He has never once tweeted about the genocide in Gaza. Not once, y'all. Not once. Like, I'm sorry, man. You can do me a favor and go ahead and shut the f up forever. You're not a serious person. You're not an intellectual. You're not an analyst. You're not a truth teller. You have no actual ideology other than sucking off the corporations and the Israel lobby and the military-industrial complex.
True.
The future of the Democratic Party is with people like Hasan Piker and Ro Khanna and me and you watching this. When you look at the polling data, it's like a low of what, 3% of Democrats are still supporting Israel, a high of like 13% maybe in the good polls. It is over. The reason they're crashing out
Bro's doing this in the left lane. Yeah, Alex Jones could never.
Is because they know nobody likes Israel anymore. And nobody's gonna like Israel again, because the fact of the matter is they are a genocidal.
Yeah, but yeah, I also want to point out that actual anti-Semites make no attempt to defend themselves against anti-Semites because they're anti-Semites. Well, that's not true. Tucker Carlson may or may not be anti-Semitic, but he certainly defends himself. But yeah, Nick Fuentes literally, whenever people call Nick Fuentes a Jew hater, he's like, of course I hate the Jews. They're demonic entities. You know what I mean? Like, that's what he says. That's what he says. It's crazy. White boy reading while bending the corner, like, whoa.
Apartheid ethno-state. They're currently engaged in a crusade where they're openly creating the Greater Israel Project. They totally obliterated Gaza. They annihilated everybody there. They're going to build a futuristic tech city on top of the skulls of dead babies. They're currently doing pogroms in the West Bank as we speak right now. That's literal. And they just displaced 700,000 people in southern Lebanon, and they're stealing all of southern Lebanon up to the Litani River. And they're open about this fact, okay? So for you to go after Hasan Piker in this moment. By the way, what happened to like, oh, we got to come together, we got to work together, we have to defeat MAGA. MAGA's like the biggest enemy. Well, apparently, you're putting your middle finger up to what? The 90% of the Democratic base that agrees with Hasan and agrees with people like me? Like, I'm sorry, these dirty tricks are not going to work anymore. These guys are just totally embarrassing themselves. The backlash that I'm seeing to this piece is astronomical. I'm seeing nothing but raw anger. People absolutely flipping out on these vile, repulsive, wretched little cretins who are trying to smear somebody as anti-Semitic, libeling him. And the crux of their argument is, stop saying apartheid, even though Israel is factually engaging in apartheid according to human rights organizations. Stop saying genocide, even though it's factually a genocide and there's literal ICC charges against Netanyahu. And stop saying Epstein class. I'm sorry, bro. It is over. It is done. You guys are losing. You're going to continue to lose. It's embarrassing. And this is why we call you Diet MAGA. You go look at all the shit that Hasan Piker is talking about these days. The overwhelming majority of the time, he's got his sights set on MAGA, on the fascists, on the imperialists, okay? And what are these guys doing? Shooting left, punching left. It's just not going to work anymore. You guys are not in the coalition. You are Diet MAGA Democrats. You are warmonger Democrats. And you are the problem in the party. And you're the reason that Democrats have perpetually lost to Donald Trump in the past, which is the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard of in my life. Okay? Yep. The fact that any Democrats listen to you at all is the problem. You are not Democrats. You are Democrats in name only. So please, do me a favor.
It's a karaoke microphone, not a Hitachi magic wand in the back seat.
And I hope Hasan Piker sues the shit out of you, because he has a phenomenal case, and you guys know you're lying, and you did when you wrote the article.
God damn. Dark woke king. I wish Dems fought as hard against the actual opposition party as they do the left wing of their own party. Yeah. I mean, he was cooking.